Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again this morning. Um, you ready to face the weekend? Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you've had a good week. So, I never really thought about this until this morning, actually, when I was trying to come up with something or looking at what I wanted to kind of talk about today. Um, there's somebody I want to meet in heaven. I think there's somebody I'd like to meet. I the reason I'd like to meet them is because when I think about it, this person maybe understands grace as well, if not better, than anybody who's ever lived. Now, we don't even know this person's name. They are definitely in the Bible, though. We know very little about them other than this one little incident. You see, yesterday we talked about an event or something Jesus said when he was on the cross. And there's another thing that happened when he was on the cross. He's on the cross, and I understand that he's dying. I mean, and it's not just like he's sitting in his recliner, he's been tortured, and he's on that cross, struggling to breathe, struggling to live, and he's dying. And he's being executed between two criminals, two people who deserve what they're getting. Scripture, I believe, says they were justly tried. What they're getting, they deserve. They deserve the death penalty for whatever they've done. And so one of them is kind of mocking, and he says, if you really are the Christ, he said, then save us all. Save yourself and save us too. Save us all, if you really are. And so the other guy's like, man, don't you even have any fear of God at all whatsoever? And then he looks at Jesus and he says, Lord, he says, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus says to him, I'm sure you've heard the words before. Assuredly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. Sometimes I like to give the Brother Keith version. People in my church know what that is. We call it the BKV, the Brother Keith version. They're hanging there on the cross and they're dying. They're dying a torturous death. They're not having a cup of coffee. They're struggling to breathe, having to hold themselves up to breathe and let themselves down when they can't hold themselves up any longer. There's blood and sweat and grime and dirt all over their face. And through the blood and through the sweat and through the dirt, the one criminal looks at Jesus and he just says, put in a good word for me, would you? And Jesus, shockingly, turns towards him and says, consider it done. What is that all about? Why here? Why now? What is going on? What do I mean by understanding grace more than anybody? Well, think about it. When Jesus ministered to the woman at the well, at least she could run back and tell the whole town everything about Jesus and everything. I met a man that told me everything that I did. At least when he went to Zacchaeus' house, Zacchaeus had a whole lot of money he could start giving back to everybody. Everybody could actually do something for Jesus, except this guy. He could do nothing. He was about to die. He was dying. There was nothing he could do to repay Jesus. He just simply asked him, would you think about me? And Jesus said, today you're going to be in heaven. Now that, my friend, is grace. That's grace. He didn't have a leg to stand on. He was a criminal. Likely nothing in his life had ever been good. Likely he had never done anything good. Likely he had never sought God in any way. But at this one moment, he didn't even ask to go into heaven. He just said, put in a good word for me. And Jesus said, today, you're going to be there. Friends, that's grace. Stop trying to earn your salvation. Stop trying to pay for it after you've got it. And just relish in the fact that God is a God of grace, and he's chosen to give it to you. You take some grace and you get out there and faith today. God bless you guys. Love you. Bye.